Hey everyone, Avi here. Today I want to talk about the importance of anterior core exercises in helping to alleviate low back pain. By strengthening the muscles in front of your body, you can improve your posture and balance, leading to a better spine stability and allow for less pressure or load on your lower back. There are some great exercises to strengthen the front of your body, but for each person may be different depending on their situation. So these include the classic plank, the McGill curl up and the standing brace. So I'm going to go through these variations now. So one of the exercises is a side plank. Works mainly the side muscle here, the obliques, and also the front of the core. So how I like to set up is the elbow directly under your shoulder, make a closed fist, legs bent, and then we're going to cause abdominal brace. So push our fingers here and pushing our fingers out so we can make that noise or like a cough. And then we're going to lift this bit up so it's nice and straight. And all we're going to do is we're going to straighten our legs out and then lift our hips up at the same time. So that way we don't load up the low back and we have nice good movement. Head nice and straight, strong fist, and we hold. So this is a side plank, more the advanced version. We start with 10 to 15 second holds and build our way up to a minute. Let's say you're holding for less time, we do more sets to build up the endurance. That's the side plank. Let's say you can't do the side plank and you're having too much difficulty. So we'll try and regress the exercise and work the same area anyway. So we'll go with the legs bent this time. Same setup, elbows bent, nice closed fist, get this bit up, tense the core, and then this time we're going to lift our hips up but keeping the knees on the ground. And as you do that, you're going to drive your hips diagonally forward. Just like that. So that way it doesn't bring in the low back, and we hold. Same thing applies, working the same muscles. It's just a bit more of an easier version than the normal side plank. And then we hold for a similar time depending on the case. Let's say this was pretty easy and you can't get onto the feet. I'll show you the in-between version. We'll get the top leg nice and straight, bottom leg stays nice and bent. Same setup with everything else. Get the hips up, nice closed fist, brace, and then we just lift up onto those 3 points. So the foot, the left knee, and the elbow down here. Same thing, same times and sets needed, and then there we go. So let's say all three you can't do, or you have some shoulder issues, or the back pain is just too much. There's a different variation we can do, which is a modified side plank. So we're going to lie completely flat, lie on your arm, and then this time we're not going to lift our hips up, we're actually going to lift our legs up this time. So you're going to lift the top leg up and hold, and just holding like that. If you feel like that's pretty easy and you want to get a bit more of a workout, you can lift the other leg up and join. So this is a progression from that version. So this is the exact same exercise, just a different way to do it, but working the same muscles. At the end of the day, we just want to activate our oblique muscles down here. Cool. Similar time frame to the other exercises as well. And we lower down. So that's the side plank. Now we'll get into working the front of the core muscles. So the plank. So we're going to prop up onto our elbows, and then we start with our knees bent. So we don't want to start with any other position. So this way it keeps our spine nice and straight. And all you're going to do, we're going to go with the hard version first. Nice closed fist, elbows separate, hands separate, tensing our stomach, and we're just going to lift our bottom off the ground and the knees off the ground. And then we hold and look straight ahead. And if that's too difficult to do, we can regress it by just going onto our knees and doing the exact same version. So whenever you're lowering or lifting, you always want to have the knees bent, and then we lift up. If you want to go the advanced version, if that's too hard, you go always come back down onto your knees and then come back onto your stomach. So you're not loading your spine for no reason. So that's the plank. All right, so let's just say the plank is too much of an issue or causing a little bit of back pain. We can do the McGill curl up. So this is another great variation. So what we're going to do, we're going to lie with one leg bent and one leg straight. So the McGill comes from Stuart McGill, the great back professor who's found this exercise works very well. So we're going to find our belly button and go out to the side, and then we're going to really push our fingers out by bracing hard. So like a cough or make a tensing the core as hard as you can. Fingers should be pushed out. Once you've done that, lift the elbows a couple of centimeters off the ground, and then lift the head. At any point, if you feel pain in any of those movements, you can regress by either leaving the head on the ground or not lifting the elbows. But if all feel good, you can hold. And we aim for about 5 to 10 second holds and 3 to 5 each leg. Good. And so I'll go once more. So we brace, elbows up, and then we gently lift the head off the ground. And during the 10 seconds, you want to get maybe 1 to 2 breaths in, but the main focus is keeping the tension on the whole time. So they're the core exercises that I like to engage. Now we're going to get into a couple of the glute ones. So now onto the glute, we're going to get a nice booty band, pop this on above your knees. This is one of the exercises I like to start with. We're going to roll onto your stomach, place both hands under your hips. I'm going to bend both legs like that. So this is a prone skydiver. Very similar, this one was learnt from the great Andrew Locke. And all we're going to do, we're going to push everything down, so pushing the hips into the floor, feet stay together, and just spread the knees. Then hold, and then bringing them back in. Same thing again, pushing the hips down the whole time. You can cause a gentle brace if you need to, and then spread the knees as hard as you can. And if that feels okay and you don't have any issues, you can actually progress the exercise. So when you spread, lift the knees a couple of centimeters off the ground to create a bit of an extension, and then come back down and then bring the knees in together. Same thing applies, push the hips down, spread the knees, lift the knees a couple of centimeters off the ground, back down, bring the knees inward. So that's one of the great exercises I like to do, the prone skydiver. Now we'll get into the sitting hip abduction. All right, so same thing, grab the same band, and we're gonna do the sitting hip abduction. So you're actually gonna just have a seat on the chair. This is great, you can be done at work or wherever you are. You're gonna spread the legs, have them about shoulder width, and all we're gonna do is gently push our knees out and then bring them in. Outward and bring them in. I like to use a chair so we can use the backrest so we're not using our back muscle too much, and should just feel in the side of the hips. How many? We aim for about 10 to 25 reps, and especially if you're just having back pain and something new, I would encourage this every couple of hours, and then you can do this in between your work hours as well. So that's a sitting hip abduction. And this is, the third exercise is a bridge. So we're gonna have our legs nice and bent, lying on our back, cause a gentle brace of our stomach, brace, and then all we're gonna do, we're actually just gonna lift our bottom off the ground and then hold for a second and then come back down. Just keep the brace on the whole time, and then we lift up. If you notice your work not feeling the bottom as much and you feel it too much in the back of the legs, that means your legs are too far forward. And if you feel it more at the front of the legs, when you do it, that means your legs are too far or too close to your bottom. So you wanna find that happy medium so you can really feel it in the bottom. And either way, if you're not feeling the bottom working, you can put a band above your knees, or as you come up, really focus on pushing the knees outward to create a bit of external rotation to work the glutes. So they're the three exercises that I like to typically prescribe for my clients for the glute, and then I showed you earlier ones for the core. So these are some great exercises, but as I said before, there's no one size fits all. Each person's gonna have different exercises depending on their situation, but give them a go. If you suffer from low back pain, incorporating these anterior core exercises into your routine can help to alleviate discomfort and prevent further injury. So why not give them a go and see how they work for you? You can try all these three at once or separately, as they have great ability to strengthen your anterior core muscles while also having a less chance of injury due to the exercise choice. Would love for you guys to let me know what your favorite anterior core exercises are in the comments below.